This creature has 3 hearts, blue blood, and 9 brains. No, I'm not joking. 9. 1 main brain, 8 more right inside its arms. Each arm thinks on its own, decides where to crawl on its own, decides what to grab on its own, sometimes without asking the main brain for permission. It sees with its skin, tastes the world with its fingers, and it can open a screw-top jar faster than you can. If you had to pick one creature on Earth that looks the most like an alien, this would be it. The octopus. And in 20 minutes, you're going to look at it completely differently. Hey, today we're diving into octopuses. Let's move fast, no filler. Here's what's coming. Its insane body, 3 hearts, blue blood, skin that sees. How it turns into literally anything in half a second. An aquarium escape that made world news. And the reason an octopus mother might be the most self-sacrificing mom in the entire animal kingdom.
Ready? Let's start with the body. It's worth it.
Let's start with the heart, or rather, the 3 hearts. 2 pump blood through the gills. 1 pumps it through the rest of the body. When an octopus swims, the main heart actually gets tired. It literally stops for a second. That's why octopuses prefer crawling over swimming. Swimming genuinely wears them out. Next up, blood. Your blood is red because it's got iron in it. An octopus's blood is blue. It runs on copper. Copper carries oxygen better in cold, low-oxygen water. A smart evolutionary move. Now, the brain. Or rather, brains. An octopus has around 500 million neurons. For comparison, a dog has about 500 million too. But for the octopus, only 1/3 of those are in its head. The other 2/3 are scattered across its 8 arms. What does that mean in practice? Each arm can act almost independently. Scientists cut off an arm. Yes, it grows back, and it kept responding to touch, reaching, grabbing food, with no signal from the head at all. And last, the skin. It literally sees light. Octopus skin contains light-sensitive proteins, the same kind found in eyes, which means an octopus can, in a way, see with its entire body at once. Now for the most spectacular part. Watch closely. This is an octopus on sand. And this is the same octopus 3 seconds later on a rock. It didn't hide. It became the rock. Octopus skin holds millions of tiny sacs full of pigment. They're called chromatophores. The brain controls them directly, like pixels on a screen. An octopus can change the color of its entire body in under a second, faster than you can blink. But that's not all. It's not just color. It changes skin texture too. Want smooth skin? Done. Want bumpy skin, like coral? Also done. Special muscles raise the skin into bumps in real time. And now, my favorite fact in this chapter. There's a species called the mimic octopus. It lives off the coast of Indonesia, and it doesn't just blend into the background. It copies other animals completely. Body shape, movement, behavior, all of it. It can imitate a venomous sea snake, a venomous lionfish, even a jellyfish. Scientists have counted more than 15 species it can mimic, and they suspect that's not even the full list. Just picture it. The only animal on the planet that literally cosplays other animals to survive. And now, a story that went around the entire world, and it's completely real. The octopus was named Inky. He lived in an aquarium in New Zealand, and one night, he simply vanished. Cameras caught him climbing out of his tank. He crawled across the entire aquarium floor, found a drain in the floor, squeezed inside, and threw the pipe straight out into the open ocean. Freedom. The staff found nothing but wet marks on the floor. That's it. Inky was just gone. How did he pull it off? It comes down to one detail of his body, one that might make octopuses the best escape artists on the planet. I'll explain in a minute. Here's the secret. An octopus doesn't have a single hard bone in its entire body. Not one. The only rigid part in its whole body is the beak, just like a parrot's beak, only small, sharp, and sitting right in the middle of the body, between the arms. The rule is simple. If the octopus's beak fits through a gap, the entire octopus fits through it too. The body just folds, flows like liquid, through any opening about the size of that beak. An adult octopus can squeeze through a hole the size of a coin, through a gap just a couple centimeters wide. Inky, it turns out, escaped exactly that way, through a floor drain that would have looked to a human like nothing more than a narrow little hole. But escaping isn't the only thing an octopus is good at. It's also one of the smartest invertebrates on the planet. They can open screw-top jars from the inside. Yes, the jar gets sealed from the outside, and the octopus sits inside and unscrews the lid itself to get out. It's been filmed many times. They recognize human faces. In one experiment, an octopus took a dislike to one specific staff member at an aquarium, and every single time that person walked by, it blasted them with a jet of water. Only that person, never anyone else. And octopuses are the only invertebrates with clear evidence of tool use. The coconut octopus collects halves of coconut shells, stacks them together like a portable little house, and carries them around so it can hide at a moment's notice. 9 brains clearly aren't there for nothing. And now, a story that squeezes the heart a little. All 3 of them, in this case. Most octopus species live short lives. A year, sometimes 2 or 3. And it ends the same brutal way, every time. The female mates exactly once in her entire life. After that, she finds a hidden spot, a cave, a crack in the rock, and lays her eggs. Sometimes 100,000 of them, sometimes more. From that moment on, she never leaves them. Never. She fans the eggs with her arms to keep fresh oxygen flowing over them. She fends off predators, and she stops eating. Completely. Entirely. This can go on for months. Scientists observed one deep-sea octopus female guarding her eggs for 4.5 years. Almost 5 years without a single meal. By the time the babies hatch, the mother's body is so depleted that she dies, almost right after her children leave the nest. She'll never see them grow up. In fact, she never really sees them at all. She just guards them for as long as her strength holds out, and then dies, having given everything she had. Males, by the way, live even shorter lives. In most species, the male dies just a few weeks after mating. The body simply shuts down, as if the job is done and there's no reason to go on living. 3 hearts, 9 brains, and a life that fits inside a single act of motherhood. And finally, a fact that's the reason scientists half-jokingly, but only half-jokingly, call octopuses aliens. Almost every animal on Earth, including you and me, edits its genetic information the same basic way. Octopuses are a rare exception. Inside a cell, there's DNA, the instruction manual, and there's RNA, a working copy of that manual the cell uses to actually build things. In most animals, editing the instructions themselves, the DNA, on the fly, is basically impossible. Octopuses, though, learn to massively edit the working copies, the RNA, mainly in their nervous system. Why would they need that? Scientists think it lets an octopus very quickly adjust how its neurons work to match its environment, for example, a sudden drop in water temperature. The RNA editing is so extensive that in some octopus species, more than 60% of all the working gene copies in nerve cells get altered. That's a record among all known animals. Here's another strange fact. An octopus eye and a human eye are almost identical in structure, lens, retina, all the right parts. And yet our shared ancestors had nothing resembling an eye at all. Octopuses invented the exact same kind of eye vertebrates did, completely independently, on a totally separate evolutionary path. Which means nature invented almost the same solution twice, completely independently, simply because it's the most effective one. 3 hearts, blue blood, 9 brains, skin that sees, a body with no bones at all, a mother willing to starve to death for her children, and genetics that work differently from every other animal on the planet. The octopus lives right next to us, in the same oceans where we go swimming on vacation in the summer. But it's built so differently that, honestly, sometimes it's easier to believe it flew in from another planet than to believe it evolved right here on ours. If this video blew your mind for even 1 second, hit like. It's the best support you can give the channel. Let me know in the comments, which fact surprised you the most? The 3 hearts? Inky's escape? The octopus mother's sacrifice? Or the RNA editing? And if you want a video on squids or cuttlefish, let me know too. We'll cover it separately. You can support the channel using the details in the description. See you in the next one.